Hey everybody, welcome back to the 11 cast. Today we're joined via Skype with Michael Phillip from Third Eye Drops. How are you doing
Yes,
today?
I'm well, man. I'm well. Thanks for having me on. Happy to be in this non-local conversational space with you, man.
Yes, it is Sunday, August 12th, 5:22 p.m. And what is your name, your real name? Even though I just
Oh,
said it.
my real name. Oh, did you really? Did you? Because my real name is actually Flagnar Benverson.
No way.
It is Flagnar Benverson, man.
So what's
Scandinavian. No,
what
no, it is Michael Phillip. It is Michael Phillip.
that was going to be way more interesting.
Yeah, Flagnar Benverson would be a fucking great name.
Where'd that name come from?
My mind, but it is
The
funny
ether?
because it is funny because I do have like Scandinavian heritage, so maybe somewhere deep in my DNA there's a Flagnar Benverson like Viking type dude. Who knows?
I
Who
also have a
knows?
little bit of Scandinavian heritage. Okay, but
Yeah, you look like you do.
yeah, I'm Swedish and but the show is about you, sir. Your name's Michael Phillip. What is the meaning of that name? You know the etymology of that name, why you
Sort
were named
of.
that.
Yeah. Yeah, I know Michael, he's like the primary archangel and he's supposed to be made in the image of God, I guess. So it's like something like godlike. And then Philip is I actually looked this up recently. It's kind of funny at first, then I distilled a little something out of it. It's actually from two Greek words and it is philos and hippos, and philos means like friendship, and hippos means horses. So apparently Philip, this ancient Greek aristocrat or whatever he was, had a lot of horses. So his name means like friend of horses.
Oh
So
yeah, yeah.
so I like to think of it as like I guess like hearkening to companionship, friendship, loyalty, or something like that. I don't know.
Did your do you know why your parents or guardians named you that?
Yeah, I'm named after my dad actually. He's Michael also.
Oh, so you're Michael Jr.
I technically, I guess I am.
Do they
I guess
call you
I'm
that
Michael
or
Jordan.
no?
Some when I was younger, some people called me that. I mean, when you're with, when you're at family shit and they need to distinguish between the two, sometimes
Yeah,
people throw out a junior, but not really.
but there's also the initials MJ that way.
True. And we got a lot. I got a lot of good company there.
Yeah. Okay. So
I can
you're
moonwalk. I can moonwalk as well.
oh
So
I
speaking
can as
speaking of
well.
MJ, damn dude,
I've been moonwalking
stop.
since a youngin.
All right.
Um,
Respect.
so we got your real name and your fake made up name and your prefix or suffix or whatever you call the junior part of it. What is the name of what you do?
I primarily do things through the vessel of Third Eye Drops, which is a podcast, like a weekly hour-ish long conversational coven between myself and one or two other human beings that hopefully have interesting, novel things to say. I also make some videos and stuff here and there, which I'm trying to do more of. But that's primarily what I'm doing these days, creatively.
Okay, and so I'm seeing from the description here interviews, outer views, and wonder mongering for sentient sapient seekers, hosted by yours truly.
Yeah, you gotta have fun with the language. It's who the fuck wants to hear an interview podcast? No, you gotta be more
Yeah,
playful. You gotta skeet some novelty onto the internet, man. You can't get too
yeah.
mundane with it.
I see you're under the philosophy category. 410 5-star reviews is pretty good. Besides your, that was very wordy, that creative. I never read the description before, I just download. How would you explain that to the
Uh, I mean,
listeners who
it's
don't know
it's
what that means?
it's really open-ended conversations, and the name is sort of tongue-in-cheek. I mean, I because of the name, I get probably my most random or and common cold called message is, how do I open my third eye? And that is not at all what I intended by naming the show Third Eye Drops. It's definitely more tongue-in-cheek, but I also did use it for a reason, and I guess that reason is that there are very few places in civilization currently to really try to nourish your existential wriggles and try to get at the core of actually what the fuck is going on deep inside of ourselves and what the human condition means, if anything. And our culture is not going to pull you toward those answers in any kind of satisfying way, because we live in a culture dominated by the dollar, and that doesn't really do a whole lot for the dollar, exploring those sorts of questions. So I guess I'm trying to create a media vessel / lens through which I can explore those things, and hopefully other people can explore those things, and then there can be something of a community orbiting around that sort of subject matter and those sorts of questions. And I do them with a lot of different types of people, from creative scientists, monks, pretty much anybody that seems like they have a novel take on it with something worthwhile to say comes on the show.
So how exactly did you come up with the name Third Eye Drops? Because the third eye it's sort of one of those it's a bit of a meme now, everybody's trying to...
It's a platitude, right? It's a platitude. Everybody has a video about how to open it, and there's a lot of hucksters out there claiming they know exactly what it is and what it's going to show you and how it's going to make you a member of the Illuminati and get some Rolls Royces in the old driveway. and that's not at all what my show is. Hopefully it doesn't come off like that at all.
Yeah.
I don't honestly really know how I came up with the name. It was I know that there were a sequence of psychedelic experiences that inspired me to start doing the show.
Did they involve eye drops?
They did not involve eye drops. No, they did not.
Okay.
But that would be interesting. If anybody has a recommendation there, hit me up. I'd be curious how that would work.
Now administering Third Eye Drops. I love that intro.
But yeah, it's really just, I guess it's a tongue-in-cheek way of saying kind of nourishing your existential condition, since the third eye is associated with that. But yeah, I don't have like a great origin story for the name. I guess it's just something that popped into my mind in sort of the ensuing inspiration that comes after a good trip or sequence of trips.
Yeah, I'm looking over your Facebook page. Some very trippy artwork on here. Trippy memes. Where did all these feelings come from, and where can I put them? And it's eye crying.
Yeah, I was being a bit emo that day, probably.
Alrighty. So I think the iTunes description was a lot easier to follow, actually, in retrospect. Interviews and outer views. What's an outer view?
It's just, again, it's just a way of fucking around with the English language. Everybody has interviews, but nobody has outer views.
So
I guess an outer view is some sort of meta type of conversation that expands beyond the scope of just the innerverse into the outerverse. Okay.
That's a little bit too woke for me. I think I need some more third eye drops before I can fully comprehend
It's
this.
Definitely not. It's definitely not.
I'm just messing with you.
It's definitely not.
But anyways, so we got your name. We got what you do. What do you like in life outside of your podcast, outside of your project here? What are the things in life you enjoy?
Just anything, or
just anything, yeah.
Things that I do to better. I mean, I guess I would divide it up into things that I do to try to better myself or learn things, and things that I just do when I'm feeling like a lazy sack of shit. I mean, I do try to get to the gym. I do try to meditate. fairly regularly.
Doesn't
which
sound like
is,
you enjoy it
you
if
know,
you're trying to get to the gym. I
very
mean, what do
varying
you,
success.
you're about to eat dinner after
Um,
this. What do you like to eat?
oh, all sorts of food, but like I guess I'm a huge fan of Japanese food. I spent some time in Japan,
Oh, awesome.
so
It's my dream to go
always
there
a big
someday.
fan of. Yeah, man, make it happen.
Kyoto and Tokyo.
Yeah,
The
those
two
are two great
parallels.
spots. The Kyoto area it is really cool because there's a lot of diversity around the area because Kyoto is obviously known as the kind of cultural center.
Mm-hmm.
It's the old capital, so there's
Right.
tons of temples and shrines, and it has a very spiritual vibe. There's also like a really famous river there, so there's a lot of cool stuff to see. But then like that's really close to Osaka, so you can get to Osaka really easily. There's also a place called Nara really close to there, where there are all these semi-wild deer. Where again, there's a lot of temples and shrines and cool stuff to see, but there's also deer just roaming around, and you can like pet the deer and feed the deer. It's really cool.
Awesome.
So
Maybe I'll be
have
able
a
to
huge
see that
soft spot
someday.
for.
We got,
Yeah, man, do it.
time is up. Third Eye Drops. Check them out.
Oh shit.
11/11. Peace out.